Another one of my favorite dishes is called Palak Paneer. I have to apologize ahead of time to anybody who is Indian from the country India or in that area. If I screw up your dish, I apologize, but I'm playing it as I enjoy it. This dish is vegetarian for the most part. You can make it vegan with a couple of tweaks. Um, it's usually served with naan or rice. Very simple, very easy. And if you're looking for a nice vegetarian, like I said, vegetarian or vegetable-based dish, this is a good way to go. All right, so let's get started. Let me move this chair, and I'll start doing getting things together. All right. Let's see. Get our camera down and ready. Cords out of the way. And here we go. This dish, like I said, it is vegetable based, mostly spinach. Very simple. It requires a little bit, a tiny bit of prep, but nothing crazy. Oh, my glove has a hole in it. Can't have a glove with a hole in it. Causes problems. I know I'm saying a lot. Yeah, I was told I say a lot. Give me a little bit of time, guys. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. So yeah, Indian-based dish. It's gonna have a lot of fragrance to it, a lot of boldness, a little bit of heat, but something very simple, very cheap to make. Few ingredients, nothing too crazy out of this world. All right, it's spinach-based. The most complicated thing you're going to run into is paneer. Paneer is a pan-based cheese, very simple, doesn't melt very easily. But unfortunately, I didn't have a source on paneer cheese, but you can substitute queso fresco as a cheese to use there because this queso fresco doesn't like to melt and still hold its form. All you're going to do is cube it up. But first, we're going to start with our standard ingredients. All right. And I've already blanched some spinach. So I use fresh spinach here. Blanching it means I just boiled it ahead of time, just a little bit, and then cooled it off, drained it out. Okay, so spinach is the main component of this dish. Okay, the next component we're going to have, ginger. You can use grated, not grated. You can use powdered ginger if you want. I just happen to have a fresh knob of ginger. I am going to grate this ginger only because it is easier to get it to cook that raw flavor off of it. So here we go. I'm just gonna, there we go. Just gonna grate this down. Should take a second to do. Let's get some more action in there. Let's get the action cam going. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Staying healthy. Staying safe out there. All right. So there we have a bit of grated ginger. Don't need a whole lot. Making a small batch. Take this ginger here, move it aside a bit. Next, we're going to need some garlic. You know how that goes. Garlic tastes good in everything. Garlic is the spice of life. Oh. My phone popping off telling me that I'm live. I should probably turn that off when I come online, huh? These some big cloves. But I like garlic, There we go. And we're just going to chop this up, just rough chop it, because ultimately this dish is blended. We're going to have to use a blender to smooth this out. If you have an immersion blender or a regular blender, you know, this is going to be the best way to go, but I have a regular blender. All right, so we got a rough chop of garlic there, yeah. Next, an onion. I'm gonna use half an onion because I'm making a small batch here, a relatively small batch. Scoop all that to the side. I really should have got me a compost bowl. My composter is in the other room. That's all right. All right, again, a nice rough chop. Nothing nuts. You don't have to go all Bobby Flay here. Gordon Ramsay. Next part about this, especially reason why you wear gloves. Yeah. Serrano pepper. Now, do this however much heat you want. You know, Serranos are pretty, they got a little bit of spice on them. Yeah. So you might want to be careful if you go crazy making a big batch, how much Serrano you put in there. And to be honest, this one I think is going to have some heat because I can smell it already. I'm going to remove some of this membrane and seeds. I was told yesterday that the seeds aren't what adds to the spice. It's the membrane or the ribbing. The seeds just bring a bitter flavor. I don't know if that's true or not, but better be safe than sorry, right? So we're just going to remove that membrane by hand. And that's why we wear gloves. Scooch that over to the side there. In the meantime, I've got a pan warming up right now. I'm getting ready to bloom some spices. Again, rough chop this Serrano. Bam. Stop saying bam, Philip. Get in trouble with Emerald. All right, so spices. In this, I've got cumin seeds. This is going to be hard to do with this camera. So I got cumin seeds, turmeric, cayenne pepper, garam masala. We're also going to add salt. All right. Now, the technique to all this is that you need to, I guess the term would be bloom your spices. Okay. Which is not something that we as Americans usually do, right? We don't really warm our spices up, but we really should. What that means is we're going to get some of this in a pan. Here, let me see if I can move this around to my pan view. There we go. I've got here some clarified butter. Yeah. You could use clarified butter or any type of neutral oil. We're going to warm up these spices, like I said, bloom them, however the term goes. My pan's up a little bit high. All right, so I got my oil all shined up over here. We're going to go ahead and throw in these spices. Those cumin seeds are going to pop. What we're doing is warming these spices up, getting things fragrant in the house. And this is going to smell phenomenal in the house, okay? And you can hear the cumin seeds pop, warm up and brown. Like I said, it's going to smell great in the house. Got a little bit of smoking because I had to pan up a little bit high, but it's all right. I don't think I burned it. Let's go ahead and start with our vegetables. What we're doing here is the ginger. We're plopping that in to get that raw ginger flavor. Cook it off along with your garlic. Again, waking up these spices. Letting everybody know each other. It smells phenomenal. Then we're going to add in the rest of our spices, our onions, and our pepper. Oh, lots of onion. Onion down, onion down. We'll saute this together, let them get to know each other like it's their first date, you know. Maybe cumin wants to get in there and talk to serrano, and maybe onion wants to get in there and talk to turmeric. You know, let them hang out, let them talk, let them socialize. While that's working, start getting my queso fresco ready. On the pan. This shouldn't take long, and this really isn't a very long cook time dish. Doesn't take very long at all. There's two versions of this. They call Palak Paneer and Sag Paneer. Sag, if I'm understanding the language correctly, I don't know if I am or not. Palak is spinach and sag is greens. So you can do a mustard green version of this, or turnip greens, or whatever type of greens you have. And that's about time to come off of the stove. So we are going to take this. My computer's acting wild. All right, we're going to take what we have here, combine them all together. Remember, I had that spinach that I blanched off. Just going to put everything in that pan, yeah? Get all those spices. All those spices, yeah? Gonna rinse off my pan here real quick. That back on the stove, it's got a little bit more work to do. Now we're going to take the spinach and all these ingredients. We're going to put it inside of a blender. I know you can't see my blender container very well. I promise you it's going in a blender. Let's see here. We're going to add a little bit of water to this. We're going to add water as we go. You're trying to make this into a thin, not a thin liquid, but almost like gravy consistency. All right. Let me clean as I go. Lid on there. Clean up my mess here a bit. In just a second. Clean workstation is a happy workstation. Thank you, Chef Dan's. All right. Wipe things down a bit here. All right, we got a station to work with. Now, I got my pan still on the stove. Look at that focus. Look at that focus. Come on, buddy. There we go. I got my pan still on the stove. I'm going to add some more clarified butter to it. Get that started. And as you can see in front of you, that is queso fresco. Okay? All we're going to do is cut this into cubes. If you were vegan, you can trade this out for tofu. Get a similar effect. Because of the nature of queso fresco and paneer cheese, it's kind of spongy. So it's going to absorb the flavors of the spinach mix. Well, I have that cut up. I'm going to go ahead and blend my spinach mix. I'm going to do that off camera because the camera's on the other side. I mean, camera's on one side and I'm on the other. So let me go ahead and get that started here. Should take just a second. Again, you want this like gravy consistency. I'm going to add a little bit more water to mine. Really don't have to worry about adding too much water. Don't go crazy with the water, but if you add too much water, you can cook the water off. Here I have my blended up spinach here with all the spices and onions and everything. The next thing we're going to do is start browning off this cheese. Let's flip our camera around here. Oh. Bring it up. Again, this is just clarified butter in here, or you can use a neutral oil. You're gonna let this cheese kind of brown a bit on the sides. Kind of works better with paneer cheese, but again, paneer was hard to get a hold of. But you can see, let's see if I can get a nice piece here. In just a second. The cheese will start to kind of cook on the sides. Come on, buddy. Flip over. Oh no, I dropped my cheese. Oh well, there went my cheese display. So now that we got a little bit of roasting on the cheeses, I'm gonna go ahead and add my spinach mixture. As you can see, it is the color correction in this camera. This dish is just vibrant green. Let me get my cheese that I dropped. I've got some oil on my screen. Wipe that off. Rubber spatula. Next, we're just going to reduce the liquid off of this. Let's see here. Crank the temperature on that to get that working. And get us ready for serving. Like I said, very easy dish. Not a whole lot of extra stuff to go along with it. I've also heard of people using ricotta cheese in this dish. I've never tried it, but ricotta cheese also, I mean, not ricotta, sorry, cottage cheese. Cottage cheese also has a very similar texture to paneer cheese and queso fresco. Cleaning as I go, while I keep an eye on my dish. Clean off my cutting board here. Always show your cutting board love. Yeah. Never put your wooden cutting board in a dishwasher. Horrible, horrible, horrible idea. Why? Because it's going to warp your cutting board. I'm going to stir this up. Like I said, it's a nice, vibrant green. Thinking about adding some more cheese to this, though. The rest of it. Let's go ahead. It doesn't look cheesy enough. I want to make sure everybody enjoys the cheese. Again, because of the nature of this cheese, it'll just absorb the flavors. That's a big hunk. Let me get a spoon here. Taste for seasoning. Because I'm positive it's going to need some salt. The joy of this dish is it's not going to taste all vegetal and irony. Yeah. It's going to have a nice heat to it. That cheese is going to give you something to enjoy along with the vegetables. Yep. Need salt. Using a bit of kosher salt here. That's been blessed by a rabbi. I don't know how that works. An Indian dish with salt that's been blessed by a rabbi. Eaten by a guy who was raised Southern Baptist, but, you know, doesn't practice. Let's see. Wiping down my station as I go. It tastes good. All we're doing now is just letting it reduce. Traditionally, this would be served with rice or naan, or some type of flatbread. I have a whole wheat pita. I'm just going to warm that up on my stove eye. Put it on low, let that hang out. Let it toast a bit. Interesting fun fact, I don't own a toaster. It's weird. I used to have one, but it broke, and then I don't really eat bread, so I was like, what's the purpose of a toaster? And so anytime I've had anything to do with toast, I've always just made it on the stove. I guess it's more convenient to have a toaster, but, I just haven't, it's one of those things. I'm like, it's a toaster, Let's see. This is starting to reduce down. Starting to thicken up. This makes for a great appetizer, or if you had some grilled chicken with it, frickin' phenoms. Add a little bit of protein. Makes a great, wonderful gravy. Again, just letting it reduce down. Warming up my bread over here. It's so delicioso. Trying not to make it so quiet in here. You gotta start perfecting this. Talking to the camera while I'm working. This food is muy delicioso. I don't know how to say that in Indian language. Which language would that be? I don't know. India has a bunch of languages, as my understanding goes. If you guys have any suggestions on what you think I should cook next, you can always drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think, or if you want to curse me out for screwing up your nationality's dish, please feel free. Also, please click like and subscribe, all that jazz. As my friend Falchion would say, you should smash, smash, smash that subscribe button. Yeah. I'd like to thank my friend Falchion with the Borderless Gaming Network and my friend Geek for helping me out here and promoting me, giving me a place to share my ideas and my art. Good friends, good guys. And if you guys are interested at all and maybe joining the network, reach out to those guys. They're good guys, They're good peeps. They got a lot about them. They got a lot of ideas. All right. I think we are at it now, or at the consistency I want it to be. Again, whoa, my bread. There we go. Yeah. Toasty bread. Nice little char, as if I made it in a tandoor myself or something, which I didn't. Because I got no skills like that, I don't own a tandoor. I'm just gonna cut this pita in a few pieces. Get it Instagram ready. Make sure my cheese doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. You can, from my understanding, everybody has a variation of this dish. You can make it as complicated or as easy as you want. I made it as easy as I could. This will also be great with fish. You know, any place that you enjoy spinach, you know. Go ahead and turn that off. Let's grab me a serving utensil here. Take this off the heat. Let that chillax. This is also one of these dishes that gets better the second day. You know, once it all absorbs the flavors and things. There's one last thing to do with this. This is optional, but I think it makes things Instagram pretty, which is to drizzle just a little bit of heavy cream on top of it. And are we ready for the presentation of Palak Paneer? You have this nice rich cream in it that will help ease down if you added a bit too much of the spice. All this cheese in there. Spinach, high in iron. Take a piece of this here. Naan or pita. I have pita here. Dip it in. Holy Jesus, is good. I probably shouldn't be eating this. But I'm probably going to have to spit out the bread here. Because you know, your boy, he's still dieting. But there you have it. Palak Paneer. Super easy. I would say semi-healthy, since I did add butter and heavy whipping cream to it. And cheese. But yeah, it should be on everybody's menu. Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping in and watching my video. Please come back again and see more stuff that we have coming up later. And thank you again for watching. This is Philip or Plank with He's Got a Knife, and you guys have yourself a great day. Peace.